The only real danger that exists is man himself. He is the great danger, and we are pitifully unaware of it. Have you ever felt like an invisible force is blocking you from the success, love, and freedom you know you deserve? You try everything, goal setting, visualization, hard work, yet you keep hitting the same dead ends. What if I told you that this isn't random, that something deeply buried inside you is secretly controlling your life, your relationships, your money, even your destiny itself? And worse, 99% of people will never wake up to it. They will live and die as prisoners of this hidden force, completely unaware of what's keeping them trapped. But you won't, because in the next few minutes, you're about to unlock a truth so dangerous, so powerful, it could shatter the illusion that's been holding you back your entire life. But be warned, once you see this, you can never unsee it. For centuries, people have asked, why do I keep making the same mistakes? Why do I sabotage myself when things start going well? Why am I drawn to the same toxic relationships, the same struggles, the same unexplainable fears? One man uncovered the answer. His name was Carl Jung, a Swiss psychologist who discovered something so powerful it changed the way we understand the human mind forever. He called it the shadow. Jung revealed that every single person has a hidden, unconscious self made up of the traits, desires, and emotions we've been conditioned to reject. Maybe you were taught that showing anger is bad, so you bury your emotions. Maybe you were made to feel guilty about wanting wealth, so you subconsciously sabotage success. Or maybe deep down, you fear rejection, so you play small, never realizing that you are the one keeping yourself trapped. But here's the mind-blowing part. Jung didn't see the shadow as a weakness. He saw it as the key to unlocking your highest potential, because the very thing you've been suppressing is the thing that holds your greatest power. Jung warned us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Let that sink in. Everything you're struggling with right now, the fears, the doubts, the limitations, they aren't accidents. They're the result of your unconscious mind running the show while you remain blind to it. And if you don't face it, you will keep repeating the same cycles for the rest of your life. But here's where it gets powerful. Jung found that when you confront your shadow, something incredible happens. You stop being controlled by it. The moment you recognize the hidden forces shaping your reality, you take back control, and not just of your mind, but of your entire life. So now, the real question is, are you ready to finally break free? Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. But first, let me ask you this. Have you ever met someone who triggered an extreme emotional reaction in you? Anger, jealousy, resentment. Maybe it was a coworker who seemed too confident, or a friend who was too successful. Here's something that will shock you. That reaction wasn't about them, it was about you. Jung discovered that the shadow reveals itself through projection, meaning the things that irritate you most in others are actually reflections of parts of yourself that you've repressed. Hate people who are arrogant? Maybe deep down, you wish you had the confidence to take up space. Feel annoyed by someone's wealth? Maybe a buried part of you desires success, but feels unworthy of it. Constantly get into toxic relationships? Maybe your shadow is unconsciously attracting what feels familiar, even if it's harmful. Jung's theory proves that the world is a mirror, constantly reflecting back the parts of you that need healing. And if you don't recognize these signs, you'll stay stuck in the same patterns forever. But once you learn to read these signs, you gain the ultimate power, the ability to rewrite your entire reality. And that's exactly what we're about to do next. Here's how to activate your shadow and unlock your hidden power. Most people will never do this. They'll keep running, making the same mistakes, repeating the same cycles, and never realizing that the real enemy isn't the world. It's the part of themselves they refuse to face, but not you. You're here because something inside you knows the truth. The key to your power, success, and freedom has been locked away in your shadow. And today, you're going to unlock it. This is the process that will change everything. Step 1. Spot the shadow in your triggers. Your shadow is hiding in plain sight. It reveals itself in the people who trigger you, the emotions you suppress, and the patterns that keep repeating in your life. Ask yourself, who irritates you the most? Who do you secretly envy someone? What trait in others makes you uncomfortable? That's your shadow projecting itself onto the world. It's not about them, it's about you. For the next 24 hours, every time you feel triggered, stop and ask, what part of me is trying to get my attention? Write it down. This is where your real work begins. Step 2. Face the part of you you've buried. If you could sit across from the version of yourself you've suppressed your whole life, what would they say to you? What would they reveal? That version of you isn't your enemy. It's the key to your untapped potential. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes. How your shadow sabotages your life. Ask yourself, what have I been running from? What have I been told is unacceptable about me? What do I crave but fear at the same time? Listen, your first instinct will be to resist, to doubt, to push it back down. Don't. This is your shadow speaking. Write down every thought, every image, every buried truth. It's time to stop running. Step 3. Integrate your hidden power. Everything you've labeled as a weakness, your anger, your ambition, your intensity, your sensitivity, is actually your power in disguise. But power locked away is useless. It's time to activate it. Take action today. If you've suppressed your voice, speak up. If you've buried your creativity, create something. If you've feared success, take the first step toward it. What you truly want. Reframe what you've been avoiding. Anger isn't destruction, it's fuel. Fear isn't weakness, it's direction. Jealousy isn't shameful, it's showing you what you're meant to claim. The parts of yourself you reject are the exact parts that will set you free. But most people won't do this. They'll keep making excuses, convincing themselves they don't need to change. They'll stay trapped in the same stories, the same struggles, the same regrets. But you're not most people because you've just uncovered the truth. The shadow isn't your enemy. It's the hidden key to unlocking your power. But here's where it gets even more mind-blowing. What if I told you that the part of you you've been avoiding isn't just influencing your thoughts, it's shaping your entire reality. Every success, every failure, every deep fear or buried desire is being controlled by something vast and unseen, just like the submerged part of an iceberg. And until you recognize how this hidden force is running your life, you'll always feel like something is missing. This isn't just about psychology, it's about power. Your power. The moment you start working with your shadow instead of against it, everything changes. Your relationships shift. Your confidence skyrockets. You stop repeating toxic patterns, but most people will never confront this. They'll distract themselves, burying these truths under routines and excuses, never understanding why they keep running in circles. Not you, because in the next section, we're diving even deeper into the hidden world inside your mind, the unseen programming that dictates your decisions and the exact way your shadow is shaping the life you're living right now. This is where the real transformation begins. But before we go deeper, understand this. Your shadow wasn't created overnight. It didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was built over time, shaped by every experience, every belief you adopted, every moment you were told who you should be and what parts of yourself were unacceptable. As children, we are pure energy, expressing ourselves without fear, without hesitation. We laugh too loud. We cry when we feel like it. We dance without caring who's watching. But then society steps in. Parents correct us. Teachers discipline us. Friends judge us. And little by little, we start hiding the parts of ourselves that aren't accepted or admired. Over time, this hidden self becomes what we call the shadow, a reflection of the feelings we suppress, the desires we deny, and the potential we ignore. It's not just made up of our fears and insecurities. It holds our greatest strengths, the dreams we've been too afraid to chase and the power we've been conditioned to suppress. Ignoring it doesn't make it disappear. In fact, the more you push it down, the more it controls you in ways you don't even realize. It manifests in self-sabotage, in repeating patterns, in overreactions that don't seem to make sense. Ever had a strong emotional response that surprised you? A deep resentment, an unexpected jealousy, a moment of fear that seemed irrational? That was your shadow bubbling to the surface, demanding to be acknowledged. But here's the truth. The shadow isn't your enemy. It's a guide, a messenger, a missing piece of yourself that, once understood, becomes a source of strength. And once you learn how to work with it instead of against it, everything changes. This is where the real journey begins, not in fighting the shadow, but in integrating it, in learning to walk alongside it like two forces in perfect balance, the conscious and the unconscious, the seen and the unseen, moving together in harmony. The shadow doesn't need to remain hidden. By bringing it into awareness, you start to align more closely with your core values and genuine desires. With insight and acceptance, the shadow transitions from a hidden controller to an aspect of self that informs more balanced perspectives and decisions. The aim is not to extinguish it, but to learn how to work with it toward more conscious living. It's a constant process of self-discovery and harmonizing the different parts within. As you proceed, remember the importance of curiosity and self-compassion. Exploring the shadow is like meeting an old, misunderstood part of yourself. It's about bringing light to the hidden, not with harshness, but with the acceptance that leads to authentic transformation. Through this ongoing exploration, you unveil deeper levels of self-awareness, paving the way for a more integrated and fulfilling life, mindful and intentional life. Now let's continue our exploration by moving deeper into how our shadows influence our brains. At the core of our being, the brain runs countless programs without us even realizing it. These codes work in shaping our thoughts and actions far more than we might think possible. The term shadow, in psychological terms, refers to the unconscious aspects of our personality. It's where we stash away the traits and desires we find unacceptable or uncomfortable to acknowledge. While this might sound like it's all about negative traits, it encompasses positive ones too. These traits stay hidden because they conflict with our self-image or societal expectations, but they continue to influence us, stealthily guiding our actions and reactions. Imagine that you're in a moment that triggers stress or fear. Your heart races, your muscles clench. It's instinctive. Yet, the brain works underground, tapping into its vast library of shadow programming. It recalls past experiences and patterns learned throughout life. It's trying to protect you, even if the situation at hand is not necessarily a threat to your physical self. These shadow programs are deeply engraved through life's experiences and personal or cultural teachings. They dictate how we react to others, how we perceive risks, and even how we form habits. The brain does this by creating patterns, recalling shadows of past reactions so that it can respond automatically without much conscious thought. Our shadow self stores our fears, regrets, attachments, and everything else that forms our hidden self. Over the years, these hidden aspects grow and gain strength in shaping us. For example, consider a decision you make under pressure. The outcome you fear, based on past negative experiences, can dominate your thoughts. You might shy away from opportunities, fearing the repetition of past failures, all due to a pattern rooted in shadow programming. Your shadow whispers doubts, undermining confidence, even when logic suggests you should take that leap. These shadows don't operate in isolation. The brain's programming ensures they intertwine with habits and responses, affecting everything from small choices, like what clothes to wear, to significant life decisions. The shadow self can make you attracted to certain people, push you away from others, and create impressions that feel like gut instincts, but are actually shaped by these ingrained programs. The science part of this comes from understanding how the brain manages to do this efficiently. Neurological pathways are shaped through repeated experiences and learned behavior, neuroplasticity. The brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections enables the shadow self to influence changes within us. When a shadow aspect gets reinforced, the connections in the brain related to that aspect grow stronger, making it a default pattern. But there is an interesting aspect here. Awareness can change the game. By identifying and acknowledging these shadows, the brain can begin to reshape itself. When we bring these hidden aspects into the light of our awareness, grants us an opportunity to understand them, integrate them into our personal story, and change how we wish to respond in the future. Let's think about a day-to-day situation like handling criticism. Many struggle with this, often responding defensively or with anxiety. This reaction can be rooted in a shadow that harbors fear of inadequacy, planted during childhood or through critical experiences in life. Bringing awareness to this shadow means recognizing the old program that triggers the fear and choosing to see feedback differently. Recognizing shadow programming is not about solving everything at once, but about being open to understanding what lies beneath our reactions. It's about hearing the echoes of our past without letting them dictate the future. Sometimes, talking with others, undergoing therapy, journaling, or engaging in meditative practices can help shine a light on these shadow areas. Our shadow doesn't just hide fears, but also masks our hidden potential and desires. Positive traits we disown, perhaps due to modesty instilled by upbringing or a lack of encouragement, are part of the shadow too. By understanding and working with our shadow programming, we can release positive aspects too long ignored, like creativity, joy, or confidence, and bring them into our conscious life. This is an ongoing dance between what we consciously know and what the shadow. Recognizing your shadow in daily life involves observing your reactions and projections. When you encounter conflict or criticism, consider how your past experiences might be influencing your current responses. For instance, if you often perceive others as overly critical, it may reflect your own unacknowledged fears or insecurities. By examining these patterns, you can gain insight into the hidden aspects of yourself and work towards integrating them for personal growth. Your inner compass. Every step you take tells the universe you are ready to accept your full potential, and in doing so, you attract experiences and people that resonate with this new reality. It's an invitation to step into a version of your life that feels more authentic and enriching. As you engage with shadow work, remember, it's not a race. It's an ongoing process that requires patience and compassion. Each experience and revelation is a vital part of the transformation. Step 3. Integrate your shadow and unlock power. Celebrate small victories and keep the momentum, knowing that unlocking this ultimate power leads to a more intentional and empowered existence. Embracing the shadow work challenge is not just about confronting hidden parts of ourselves, it's about change and growth. Life throws so many distractions our way that make us forget those little whispers from within. The challenge lies in creating space to listen, truly listen, to what needs attention and healing. Every aspect of our shadow holds stories, fears, and lessons waiting to be understood. It's like cleaning out a cluttered closet where each item has its place and meaning. We often bury parts of our identity, setting aside emotions we find overwhelming, such as guilt or sadness. Facing these emotions can be tough, but the freedom that comes afterward is worth the effort. Getting started on this path doesn't demand grand gestures. Begin with simple moments of self-reflection. Give yourself the time to ask, what am I feeling right now? Where in my life am I holding back? Answers might not come right away, but patience and consistency will open doors. It's like learning a new language. The key is practice and more practice. Revisiting memories can unveil patterns that impact our present choices. Perhaps there's a recurring theme from childhood, something that shaped our perspective in ways we didn't realize. By gently acknowledging these patterns, we can choose which ones to hold dear and which ones to release. This step can bring a sense of relief, akin to letting go of a weight you didn't realize you were carrying. Sometimes sharing this journey with others can be the breakthrough you need. Whether it's opening up to a trusted friend, joining a group of like-minded people, or even engaging in a community like this one, connection provides both support and insight. Here in this space, you're not alone. When you see others asking the same questions, facing the same struggles, and pushing through their own shadows, it reminds you you're not the only one on this path. Sometimes just seeing someone else's perspective can be like holding up a mirror, revealing blind spots you never noticed in yourself. So don't just watch, engage. Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and see how others are navigating this journey, because transformation doesn't happen in isolation. Forgiveness plays an essential part, deserving special attention. Holding on to grudges only ties us to past hurt. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting or saying it's okay. It's about freeing up energy tied to resentment. This opens up pathways to love and acceptance, both of ourselves and others. It's important to remain kind to yourself. Missteps and setbacks are natural. They're hints pushing you to grow and learn. Remember, growth isn't linear. Acknowledge the courage it takes to face the shadows and the growth that comes with it. Journaling can be a useful tool on this journey. Writing down feelings can lead to new insights and discoveries. It allows a safe space to express emotions and track progress over time. Over days or weeks, themes may emerge, guiding you on where to focus your energies. Breathing exercises and meditation can deepen the practice. They help in quieting the mind and centering yourself, inviting peace and stillness. In these moments of peace, our inner wisdom often speaks the loudest, offering guidance and clarity. In this challenge, be aware of resistance. It might arise as procrastination or denial. Recognizing it is the first step to overcoming it. Accept resistance as part of the process and continue your work without judgment. Throughout this journey, celebrate the small victories. Each realization, each step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to your resilience and willingness to grow. Embracing those moments adds fuel to your journey. Remember that shadow work is deeply personal. Compare your journey with others less and focus more on your growth. Find your own rhythm, your own way forward. Reclaiming parts of yourself can be transformative, filling your life with new perspectives and understanding. With a patient heart and an open mind, the Shadow Work Challenge becomes a profound journey of self-discovery and empowerment. By embracing and healing our shadows, we become more connected to ourselves, to others, and to the energy that moves through us. Stepping bravely into this challenge might just surprise you with the power of transformation it holds. By exploring weakness, you have unveiled strength. Each shadow that came into light has shown you a part where light can shine even brighter. Today you stand with a clearer understanding of who you are, and this self-awareness is a powerful ally. If you ignore this, you'll stay stuck forever. The introspective work has not been easy, and it never promises simplicity. But by choosing to embark on this journey, you have shown a commitment to growth and transformation. This is the moment where you see the world with new eyes, ready to reshape it through the power you've cultivated within. In facing fears and doubts, you've learned that these shadows don't define you. They are parts of the human experience, having the potential to enrich life with depth and understanding. You now hold the capability to transform these shadows into stepping stones, into energies that propel you forward. You have learned how to acknowledge them without letting them consume you. In accepting this complexity within you, there is a newfound liberation. This release allows you to embrace creativity, aspiration, and love with a more genuine spirit. Balancing light and shadow adds layers of authenticity to your interactions with others and the world. A resilient and steadfast spirit emerges from this process, yours for the taking and using deliberately. This transformation is your own, set at your pace. Each new day offers a chance to practice what you've learned. With patience and compassion, your experiences shape the journey, guiding you gently to the person you're becoming. Change doesn't happen overnight, and that's perfectly okay. What matters is that you continue placing one step in front of the other. Whether it's a giant leap or a tiny shuffle, remember that your journey resonates not just within, but with those around you. Your growth inspires growth in others. As you embrace and harness your energies, you become a beacon, casting light with your authentic presence. This is a gradual, ongoing process, but one with endless potential. Embrace the possibilities within you now and those yet to come. Your transformational journey begins today, woven from every discovery and understanding you've harvested. It is a testament to resilience, courage, and the enduring quest for authenticity. With open eyes and an open heart, you are ready to begin anew, turning the shadows of yesterday into the dreams of tomorrow. This is the moment everything shifts. You now hold the key to unlocking your hidden power. But knowledge alone isn't enough. You have to act. So here's your challenge. Drop a comment below and type, "I am ready to face my shadow," if you're serious about breaking free from the patterns that have been controlling your life. This isn't just a comment. It's a declaration to yourself and the universe that you refuse to stay stuck. And if this video spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next deep dive into unlocking your true potential. For those who want to take this even further, join my newsletter, where I share exclusive insights and powerful techniques to help you integrate your shadow and step into your most powerful self. The link is in the description. Your transformation starts now. Let's do this together.